What's the most disturbing family tradition you've seen? In our house, it was something called Truth Hour. Every Sunday at 6 p.m. sharp, my parents made us sit in the living room and confess something we'd done wrong that week. They said it was a family tradition, something old and sacred, designed to keep us honest and build trust. But it wasn't about honesty. It was a trap. It was their way of sniffing out secrets, catching lies, and punishing us while pretending it was about bonding. My older sister Natalie usually confessed harmless stuff, sneaking snacks, watching TV past bedtime, that kind of thing. But every tiny slip was used against her. One time when she was 12, she said she got a B on a math test. Not even a bad grade, but they exploded. Said she was throwing her future away. Grounded her for 2 weeks. She cried so hard she couldn't even breathe. That's when I realized something. This wasn't tradition. It was surveillance disguised as moral discipline. So I decided to break their little game. Next Sunday, I walked in with a thick notebook. When it was my turn, I stood up and said, "I've been recording everyone's confessions since January." You could hear the air get sucked out of the room. My parents looked at each other, pale, silent. I flipped open the notebook. "For example," I said, "3 months ago, Dad confessed to having a drink after work. But last month, when Mom accused him of coming home late, he said, and I quote, 'I never drink on weekdays.'" My dad froze, coffee mug halfway to his mouth. I turned another page. "And Mom, 2 weeks ago, you said you worked late on Thursday. But last Sunday, your confession was that you had dinner with Aunt Paula on that same Thursday. So which is it?" My mom's eyes started twitching. "And I noticed something else," I added. "When Natalie confesses something small, she gets punished. But when Dad admitted to denting someone's car in the grocery store and driving off, you called it a moment of weakness and moved on." Silence, absolute silence, except for the old ceiling fan creaking above us. "That's enough," Dad snapped, and lunged for my notebook. I was ready. I calmly pulled photocopies from my back pocket and held them up. "I made copies," I said, "and I've been emailing them to myself after every Truth Hour, you know, for tradition's sake." Natalie's jaw dropped. Mom started doing her anxious cleaning thing, straightening pillows and fixing magazines that didn't need fixing. Dad's face went through 5 shades of red. I flipped again. I also tallied punishment. In the last year, Natalie and I received 43 punishment. You two? 0. Then I pulled out a chart, color-coded, pie slices and all. "Made this in math class." Mom started sputtering. "This is ridiculous. We're the parents. This is about teaching you honesty." "Really?" I asked, and pulled out a sheet with another tally. "Because I also started recording our Truth Hours. Want to hear how many times you've used our confessions against us?" I wrote down every single one, with dates. Dad stood up so fast his chair fell over. "This ends now." "Agreed," I said. "That's my confession today. I want Truth Hour to end." I smiled. "Or we make it fair. Maybe parents get consequences too." The next week, Truth Hour was mysteriously canceled. Mom said we'd grown past the need for it. Maturity or something. Dad couldn't meet my eyes for days. And the best part? A month later, I walked past their room and heard them arguing. Mom was yelling at Dad about his after-work drinks again. She shouted, "How can I trust you?" And Dad, dead serious, said, "Maybe we should bring back Truth Hour." I happened to walk by at that exact second, with my notebook clearly visible in my back pocket. The room went dead silent. Truth Hour never came back. Now, anytime my parents start fishing for secrets or get weirdly nosy, I just pat my backpack and smile. They change the subject so fast, it's almost impressive. Last week, Natalie finally asked me, "Do you really have all those copies?" I showed her the notebook, totally blank, except for the first 3 pages.